What's up, guys? Theo Chino, head professor of the Family Jiu-Jitsu Academy, coming at you with another episode of White Belt Encounters. Dun dun dun! It's back in the last millennium, maybe 96 or 97, at the old Powerhouse Gym. Right now I'm at the UFC gym in what used to be the UFC gym in North Aurora. Unfortunately, didn't work out here. Rent, wow. And we're at the Powerhouse Gym, which doesn't exist anymore either. It got turned into export, and then it got sold. Now it doesn't exist anymore in Lombard. That place was awesome. We used to bring our mats in on Sundays, coach our students. And one day we had a bunch of people in there, just everybody, every, group of people you could think of just watching the class. And this was during the time when my brother was definitely the alpha of that group. He would just shut everybody down and just make everybody tap out and want to quit. He's my little brother, but he's a lot bigger than me. And then there would be people who would come in and challenge us all the time. They'd be like, I want to fight you, I want to try this out, blah, blah, blah. Some people did it super nice. Some people not so much. This was one of those days. So my brother comes in all kind of a little bit rattled, and he's like, dude, just going out to get water. And this guy's like, hey, I want to fight you. And I'm like, okay, who is he? Tell him to come in. He's like, it's that guy right there. And I look, and he's on this bike, and his thighs are like bigger than my torso. And I'm like, yeah, tell him to come in. My brother's like, really? You expect me to fight that guy? I'm like, no, I'll fight him. And he's like, what? I'm like, and when I say fight, don't mean fight. Like, I'm going to beat him up and hurt him. I'm just going to control him with jiu-jitsu. And he's like, what, are you crazy? And I go, well, we know the answer to that one. But also, he's not stronger than my best friend, Angelo, who used to make parking spaces for us by sliding huge cars, little by little, out so we could actually have room to park our car. And who used to also, he broke the world's natural bench press record when he was like 19 years old. And everybody always asked what he was on. And I always told them he's on feta, olive oil, and I'm pretty sure he's taking heavy doses of garlic. He was a Spartan, like for real. Not like Gerard Butler, fake Spartan. He was like a real Spartan. His dad was from Sparta, and he had the genes. So, he's not stronger than Angelo. He's not bigger than our training buddy / dummy, the goon, who was like 6'5" and 300 pounds and could kick over his head. I go, let's see what he's got. He says, you're crazy. You gonna fight him? I say, yeah. He comes in and he's all, this guy was on lots of special vitamins, vitamin S, and you name it. And he's like, yeah, come in here and challenge you guys. He was trying to show off in front of the ladies in the room or whatever. And I was like, sure. And I go, why don't you got a lot of muscles on you, so I don't want you to, pull any of those big muscles you got. Why don't you warm up with me first, and then if you still want to fight my brother, you could do that too. He's like, you? I'm like, yeah. I go, try not to kill me. I know I'm like little and puny compared to you. I go, but you just warm up a little bit. He's like, okay. And then I go, do you want to like fight, like MMA style, like kicking and punching? And he's like, oh, no. He got all scared. And I'm like, okay. So just grappling. He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And this guy, what I found out later on, he was a D1 wrestler. And man, I used to be really tough back in those days. I must have been. This guy he was all sauced up, former D1 wrestler, good shape. And he comes in and he's all, in the wrestler stance, all low. So I'm kind of like acting like him, acting like I'm going to take him down too. And he gets even lower. And I'm trying to do the head snap on him and everything else. And then bam, down I go, real easy. Slap. And then I start setting up for the push-pull sweep. I got my foot on the hip. He's really not feeling stable, so he goes to his knees and he starts pawing at me and stuff. And I'll remember one of my very best friends in the whole world. We just call him, at the time we called him Superboy. He looked a lot like Clark Kent, super strong. He's like, I don't think I breathed that whole time you were sparring this guy, because it just looked like he was just going to grab you and rip you in half. And he goes, he was pawing at you, and I was just using solid head control, arm control, feet on the hips whenever possible, controlling him, kind of containing him with my legs, pushing him away a lot because he was trying to smash me a lot. not letting him grab my head whenever possible, trying to sneak out the back, trying to sweep him, play with him. He was a little slippery too. I'm pretty sure he was oiled up too. So there was that. And then just going. Yeah, my buddy's like, I don't think I breathed that whole time. I probably said that already, but it was just funny. Because like afterwards, I think I heard him go, oh, like afterwards when it was over. But about 10 minutes into it, because usually those real big muscular guys, they get super tired. Like give them 2 minutes exerting themselves and not knowing what to do. They just get super tired. They're just out of gas. I'm like, this guy's going to burn out in 2 or 3 minutes. Usually, and then they get super tired. And they're like, I need to take a break. I need water. I'm like, so you give up? And that's usually how I would tap people out. I would never like using a submission on them because it's just too dangerous. You just snap something on them because they don't want to tap or make them pass out. I don't want to do that either. So I just kind of control them and tire them out. And then get in a really good position and just kind of start squeezing a little bit. But he wasn't getting tired. I was like, wow, this guy's got great cardio. He finally got bored. And he turned around and tried to do some stupid footlock that he never tried before in his life. And that's why you come and train, right? And then, boom, I'm up on his back. He's a wrestler, so what does he do? He goes belly down right away. But he knew how to tuck his chin, which is good credit for him. And I use something I like to call the machine, which back in the day was legal in tournaments, but maybe not so much anymore. Made him pick his chin up, slipped the choke in, squeezed. He was pretty tired. And then he's tapping out. And then, he came in very disrespectful and mean, so I was like, okay. I put my knee on his back, put my hands on his back, kind of stayed in like a knee on belly position, but with his belly down. And I'm like, are you calmed down? Are you going to be cool if I let you up? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. You all right? He's like, yeah. And then he's all embarrassed and he's sitting there and everybody's like, and then Pete's like, oh, he can breathe again. And then I'm like, it's okay, Pete. I'm okay. And he wasn't the wildest person I'd ever sparred either. He was, I guess, very careful for somebody who wrestled. You know what I'm talking about. And then afterwards, my brother's like, he's like, do you still want to fight me? And he's like, hang on. He comes back with like water splashed all over his face. He must have been in the bathroom like, you got this. You could do this. And he comes back. He's like, yeah, I want to fight you. He's like, okay, you ready? Slap, bump, wrist, elbow grab, pow. Flying armbar, sort of. Like a low-level flying armbar. And the guy's tapping out in 10 seconds. And I'm like, I look at everybody. I'm like, or I could have just done that, I guess. And everybody just starts laughing, right? And then I go to this guy and I go, hey, listen, you came in here and you didn't come in here to be our friend. It was kind of rude, but now, we made you give up. You probably have some stuff to learn if you haven't figured that out already. So what do you say? You want to be our friend? You want to train with us? You're going to be careful because I'm going to show you how to hurt me. Please don't. And he's like, cool. He never calmed down. Like, it was just wildness all the time. And he ended up eventually hurting my shoulder one day. And then that's a story for another time. But it's because I didn't slap properly when he tried to slam my face on the ground. That is another episode of White Belt Encounters. Guys, call or text 630-205-2466. I'm Theo Chino, head professor of the Family Jiu-Jitsu Academy. Again, text or call 630-205-2466. Ciao for now.